Hey, good evening, everyone from the USA, all over the world, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, the Gregonator, YouTuber, the Unstoppable independent podcaster, host with the most, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. You're now tuning in and rocking with Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show. And we got a show for you today. A great one. First and foremost, if you guys missed any previous episodes whatsoever, if you guys are new listeners and new watchers in the YouTube community, welcome to the show. And and also we are live and direct from StreamYard, YouTube, and alongside with the Instagram handle of the podcast page, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Make sure you turn on your notifications on the gram so you won't miss a beat. Alongside with that, make sure you tap the naughty bell so you could be able to be notified when the show goes on the air via live stream. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Leave a like and a comment. Make sure you tell a friend to another friend, and I will go over the audio streaming platforms at the end of the show. Make sure you download your favorite episodes. Make sure you um share the videos, share the episodes, and of course, um, you know the rest. All right, so now as far as how I'm feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, you asked from this past weekend. Well, because it was Super Bowl 56 weekend alongside with the Valentine's Day weekend and stuff. It's been all right for the most part though. I'm not gonna get into too much detail into what went down Saturday night because I will address what went down on Wednesday. So I'm not gonna do it right here. So yeah. So yeah, there you go, right there. Um, I don't have any movies or TV. Well, actually, I do have. Well, I don't have any TV shows to actually review for you guys. Um, but I do have four things that I want to review, and this is pertaining to. I know I did an episode in regards to the review of Nas's discography, but what I didn't get a chance to review is the Lost Tapes and the sequel, and and the Magic album, which recently came out. So I'm gonna actually review those three, and then from there we will go over the podcast that he has right now. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah. So this is gonna be today. We're gonna be doing some music Kool Aid. Hold on, let me just get one of the sound effects ready. So hang on a second. We're gonna go into some music Kool Aid. So just bear with me here. Yeah, just bear with me. Anyway, anyway. So yes, music Kool Aid. Here we go. Right here. All right. In this segment, we're going over the bodies of work of music artists such as singers and rappers. And since I don't have any TV shows and movies to review today, so we're just gonna go over some bodies of work by the Magic album by Nas and of course the Lost Tapes. First thing I'm gonna review is the Lost Tapes. So here we go, right about hold on. So here we go. Here we go. All right, so um I'm gonna review the I'm gonna review Lost Tapes right here. So hold on a sec. Okay, so Lost Tapes right here. So the Lost Tapes is a compilation album by American rapper Nas. It was released on September 23rd, 2002 by Ill Will Records and Columbia Records, who wanted to capitalize on what was seen in hip hop music as Nas' artistic comeback the year before, and compiles previously unreleased tracks that were discarded from recording sessions for the rapper's previous studio albums, I Am 1999 and Stillmatic 2001. It features production by LES, The Alchemist, Poke and Tone, and Derek D. Angeletti, among others, with low key, sparse sounds and observational lyrics about urban life. The songs are largely autobiographical and nostalgic, departing from the thug persona of Nas' previous records. Okay, so released with little promotion, the Lost Tapes debuted at number 10 on the Billboard 200, selling over 70,000 copies, rather, in its first week. It received widespread acclaim from critics, some of whom viewed it as Nas' best record since his 1994 debut album, Illmatic. A second volume of previous unreleased songs was planned before Nas had signed with Def Jam Recordings in 2006, but the project was delayed because of issues with his record label. The Lost Tapes was The Lost Tapes 2 was eventually released on July 19th, 2019. Um, I'm going to actually okay, um so the background. In 2001, Nas made an artistic comeback with the release of his fifth album, Stillmatic, and his highly publicized feud with rapper Jay-Z. Both events revitalized his image in hip hop music at the time. Following a string of commercially successful but critically subpar albums, Nas' record label, Columbia Records, capitalized on his comeback with a promotional campaign that included the release of two um archival albums, the extended play from Illmatic to Stillmatic, the remixes, and the Lost Tapes, while leading up to the release of his 2002 studio album Godson. So the Lost Tapes compiles previously unreleased tracks that Nas recorded during 1998 to 2001 and the sessions for both his 1999 I Am and Stillmatic. Several songs from the sessions for the former album, including Blaze of 50, Drunk by Myself, and Papa Was a Player, were bootlegged prior to its release and leaked to the internet through MP3 technology, which led to their exclusion from I Am. Most of the compiled songs first became available as bootlegs on underground mixtapes before being selected and mastered for the Lost Tapes. Songs on the Lost Tapes were recorded in several recording studios in New York, including Right Track Studios, the Hit Factory Studios, and Sony Studios in New York City, Global Studios in Long Island, and Music Palace in West Hempstead, as well as South Beach Studios in Miami, Florida, and Westlake Studios in Santa Monica, California. Production was handled by The Alchemist, LES, Tone, Precision, Rockwilder, Al West, Derek D. Um, Angeletti, and Hill Incorporated. The album was packaged with a booklet featuring artwork by Chris C. Money Fieldman and photography by Kareem Black, along with liner notes displaying the slogan, "No cameos, no hype, no bullshit." Hmm. The Lost Tapes features introspective lyrics and themes of urban life, sociology, and despair. Its music is characterized by low-key beats, sparse production, subtle string flourishes, mellow piano work, and subdued soul music loops. Stylist magazine Brett Berliner says songs such as "Do Rags" and No Ideas Original incorporate classical melodies, while songs such as "Purple" and "Fetus" feature neoclassical themes. John Bush of AllMusic said the songs have more in common with his early recordings. There's more of a back in the day, wasn't it all so simple then sound to do-rags, and Papa was a player. Two tracks that definitely wouldn't have fit on the Raging Stillmatic. Music writer Craig Seymour observes spare beats in the music and few boosts in Nas's rapping, while Chris Conti from the Boston Phoenix said the simple beats um counteract Nas's complex bars and braggadocio and street life storytelling. According to Robert Christgau, the Lost Tapes abandons the thug persona of Nas' previous work in favor of more sensitive, nostalgic, and autobiographical lyrics. Slate Magazine's David Samuels interpreted a message that begins with a rejection of the materialism of his rival Jay Z and the home truth about how much, no, excuse me, how most kids in the projects feel about the real life gangsters who live in their neighborhoods, citing No Ideas Original as an example. New York Daily News writer Jim Farber commented on his lyrical observations and quote, Nas focuses on linear scenarios and on human motivations, unlike many hard rappers. Nas, Nas tales of ghetto horror are not covert um, boost, but expressions of true fear. Farber took note of a cinematic tale of self destruction in Drunk by Myself and a compelling autobiography narrated from the womb in the fetus. The opening track, Do Rags, contemplates Nas' youth and society's uh, cyclic, 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 cyclical nature. It features a contemporary piano loop and jazz tones. Richard Hazel from Hip Hop DX describes the song as a piano propelled painting of time and space as seen through the third eye of Nas, which can easily be envisioned by any New York City dweller. On my way, he meditates over his rise out of poverty to the life of a rich thug, recalls the death of his childhood friend Ill Will, and concedes that he still feels broke with millions in the bank. On You Gotta Love It, Nas makes reference to the 86 crack blitz and discusses his own significance. This thug life you claimed it. I make millions from entertainment, now back in the hood. Certain cats, they want to kill me. They ice grill me, but on the low, niggas feel me. Nothing lasts forever. Advises to appreciate life's small epiphanies and be optimistic about the future. On No Ideas Original, Nas notes the similarities of people in life and views other rappers of creatively derivative while distinguishing himself from them. No Ideas Original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. What you base your happiness around material, women, and large paper, that means you inferior, not major. He references the line "There's nothing new under the sun" from the book of um Ecclesi- Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. Um, in the song's chorus. No ideas, original samples. Barry White's 1973 song "I'm Gonna Love You a Little More, Baby." A frequently sampled recording in hip hop music. Blazer 50 features a violin, bass, instrumental, and a complex narrative that follows a tale of murder, sex, and betrayal. Nas narrates the tale in conventional fashion until the ending, at which the track rewinds to an earlier point and he revises his original ending. Everybody's Crazy featuring complex rhymes and braggadocio raps by Nas. Gangsta C, Gangsta Do, a Langston Hughes predecessor, gun in my dresser, slang I use. In Purple, narrative, um, Nas lights up a blunt and expresses his thoughts, including criticism of hoodlums and their effect on their neighborhoods. The hood love you, but behind your back they pray for the day a bullet hit your heart and ambulance take you away. That ain't love, it's hate. Think of all the mothers at wakes whose sons you've killed and you ain't got a cut on your face. Drunk by Myself has lyrics concerning alcohol and self medication. Yeah. Black Zombie is an impassioned, self-reflective critique of problems afflicting the African American community, including prejudice. You believe when they say we ain't shit, we can't grow. All we all we are is dope dealers and gangsters and hoes. Economic ins- insolvency. What do we own? The skin on our backs. We rent and we ask for reparations. Then they hit us with tax and dependency. Um, I'm a Columbia record slave. So get paid, control your own destiny. You're a genius. Don't let it happen to you like it did to me. I was a black zombie. It's socially conscious lyrics deride media stereotypes of African Americans, inequity, um, and inequality in the education system, and black on black violence, according to writer Dax um, Devlin Ross. The song foreshadowed the themes and worldview of Nas' subsequent albums. Papa was a player who featured uncredited co-production by Kanye West and discusses Nas' complicated relationship with his father, jazz musician Olu Dara, addressing his lusty it in Indian oh man it itinerant lifestyle throughout Nas' youth. Gabriel Alvarez of Complex calls it an honest dedication to his old man, a jazz player, a Rolling Stone, and writes of the song. The love is there despite the man's faults. Nas crafts a full picture of the past, looking at the infidelity and fights from both parents' perspective. Wow, that shit is heavy, man. Yeah, that's some heavy shit. An entitled "Hidden Track" follows Papa was a player and has Nas rapping from the perspective of his um prenatal self. It was originally recorded for I Am and had planned titles Fetus and Belly Button Window. The track opens with sullen guitar chords and the sound of bubbling liquid before being overlaid with a beat and a piano riff. An introductory verse is delivered by Nas in a spoken word tone. Yeah, I want all my niggas to come journey with me. My name is Nas, and the year is 1973. The beginning of me. Therefore, I can see through my belly button window who I am. The narrative follows the time before his birth, covering subject matter such as his parents fighting and his expectations for life. In Book of Rhymes, The Poetics of Hip Hop, writer Adam Bradley denotes the track's lyrical narrative of an MC's story of birth as one of the core narratives in rap, having its roots in a similar autobiographical convention found in African American slave narratives. Of Nas' narrative, Bradley states, by endowing the insensible with voice, he aspires to an expressive level that transcends speaking for oneself or of oneself to one that self consciously constructs itself as an artist, giving shape to that which lacks coherence. Well, yeah. So, Lost Tapes was released by Illware Records and Columbia Records and distributed through Sony Music Entertainment. It was first released on September 23rd in the United Kingdom, then September 24th in the United States, October 9th in Japan, where it was issued with 3 bonus tracks, and January 20th, 2003 in Australia. The release received little marketing, with hip hop journalist Rob Markman noting no promotional music videos were produced and Nas' absence from the cover. On October 2nd, 2002, the Lost Tapes was reported to have sold more than 70,000 copies in its first week of release, giving it a chart debut of number 10 on the Billboard 200. It ultimately spent 8 weeks on the chart. It also charted at number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Albums. By July 2008, the album has sold 340,000 copies in the US, according to Nielsen SoundScan. Now let's go to the critical response, critical reception rather. Um, okay, professional ratings, aggregate scores, source rating. So Metacritic is 81 out of 100. Review scores, source and rating, which is All Music, gave the Lost Tapes 4.5 stars. Boston Phoenix 3 stars. Entertainment Weekly A-. Hip Hop DX 4.5 out of 5. Pitchfork Media 6.9 out of 10. Rolling Stone 4 stars. The Source 5.5 stars. Spin 8 out of 10. Stylist Magazine B. The Village Voice B+. The Lost Tapes was met with widespread critical acclaim. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from professional publications, the album received an average score of 81 based on 12 reviews. Reviewing for Entertainment Weekly in September 2002, Craig Seymour said Nas' gritty yet hopeful reflections make Lost Tapes a real find. Rolling Stone critic John Caramanica hailed it as the real Stillmatic, writing that it displays Nas' gifts for tightly stitched narrative and stunningly precise detail. In the AV Club, Nathan Rabin deemed it as a masterpiece whose assorted tracks cohere as well as any of Nas' official studio albums, while reaffirming his reputation as rap music's poet uh, laureate of urban despair. Ken Capobianco from the Boston Globe said the leftover songs prove why Nas had so much promise early in his career, while Spin's Chris Ryan viewed the record as a hip hop version of Bob Dylan's much bootleg basement tapes, a raw document that still proves that Nas had it all along. Pop Matters critic Mark L. Hill called it a masterfully arranged and necessary addition to the collection of any hip hop fan. That's fucking true. Um, in the Village Voice, Chris Gow was particularly impressed by the four audio biographic autobiographical songs closing the album, preferring them to other songs he felt are nothing more than outtakes. In a less enthusiastic review, Brett Berliner from Stylist magazine wrote that as good as the songs were, they don't make a real album. More like a superb mixtape. While Billboard's Rashawn Hall believed the production on some of the songs sound outdated. Hmm. In a retrospective review, All Music editor John Bush recommended the Lost Tapes to hip hop fans who want to hear some great rhyming with no added features and commented that tracks such as Durag's No Ideas Original and Black Zombie stand up to anything Nas has recorded since the original Illmatic. Giselle Padania of Rap Reviews commented that the album proves remarkably consistent throughout and is a superb listening experience and considered it a studio release, stating this is a short, sharp shot of awesome lyricism, and many unofficially consider this to be the closet cousin we will ever get to Illmatic 2. Pitchfork Media's Ryan Dumble cited the album as one of Nas' finest moments. Um, About.com's Henry Adasso called it noteworthy because it is superiority of to half the stuff in Nas' catalog. In the Rolling Stone album 2004, Chris Ryan was less enthusiastic about the album, finding it somewhat inconsistent and certainly too scattered to be considered an album per se, even though it features some classics such as the nostalgic do-rags that are not to be missed. In its 2007 Double XL included the Lost Tapes in its list of classic albums to be given the publication's maximum Double XL rating. In 2012, Complex included the Lost Tapes in their list of top 25 rap albums from the past decade that deserves classic status. This is what I'm gonna review next. Um, yeah, yeah. So the sequel, which I'm gonna review next, actually. Let me get a look at the track listings. So this is Durags, My Way, You Gotta Love It, Nothing Lasts Forever, No Ideas, Original, Blaze of 50, Everybody's Crazy, Purple, Drunk by Myself, Black Zombie, and Papa Was a Player. Wow. Okay. All right, let's go to. All right, we're gonna go to the thing. Just give me a second. Okay. Lost Tapes 2, right? Lost Tapes 2 is a compilation album by American rapper Nas released on July 19th, 2019 by Mass Appeal Records and Def Jam Recordings. It is the sequel to the compilation album The Lost Tapes, released in 2002. The Lost Tapes 2 features unreleased tracks from Nas' last four studio albums: Hip Hop is Dead, Untitled, Life is Good, and the album scrapped in favor of Nasir 2018. It includes production from producers such as RZA, Swizz Beats, Pharrell Williams, Kanye West, No ID, Pete Rock, and The Alchemist, among others. Um, okay, so background. Wait, hold on a sec. Okay, in 2002, Nas released the Lost Tapes compiling previous unreleased tracks that were discarded from recording sessions for Nas' studio albums, I Am and Stillmatic. A follow-up compilation, The Lost Tapes 2, was originally intended to be released on December 16, 2003, and included unreleased recordings, remixes, and freestyle tracks. However, its release was delayed, and in 2006, Nas signed to Def Jam Recordings. In a June 2010 interview for Hot 97.5 KVEG, he said of the following up the Lost Tapes, I do got a lot of songs that really didn't make no album. That's just sitting around or got lost. So I've got enough actually for a Lost Tapes 2 and 3 by now. So I've just got to set it up, put them together. 12 songs for the album for one album, 12 songs for another album, and figure it out. That's all it takes. In September, he announced plans to release the Lost Tapes 2 on December 14th. However, its release was further delayed by Def Jam, whom Nas accused of mishandling the project and its budget in a personal email sent to the label executives. Reports of the project's delay incited fans to create an online petition in December asking for Def Jam to release the album. After losing time to the project's delay, Nas began recording for a new studio album and put plans for the Lost Tapes 2 on hold. In 2012, American singer Frank Ocean and producer Hit Boy created a track entitled No Such Thing as White Jesus that went unreleased. The track was revoked as royalty featuring Ravon. Ocean still received songwriting credit for the track. Um, okay. On June 11, 2019, Nas shared a promotional video via his Instagram account announcing the release of the Lost Tapes 2 in the near future. On July 2nd, a trailer was released to announce the album's cover art and production credits alongside its track listing and a release date of July 19, 2019. The trailer included a preview of the album track Lost Freestyle. Um, okay, critical reception. Uh, so Metacritic, 58 out of 100. All Music, 3.5 stars. Hip Hop DX, 3.1 out of 5. The Independent, 4 stars. NME, 2 stars. Pitchfork, 5.1 out of 10. Rolling Stone, 3 stars. Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating of out of 100 from mainstream publications, the album received an average score of 58 based on 7 reviews. Damn. Roisin O'Connor of The Independent concluded that the Lost Tapes 2 sounds like an artist rediscovering his love for hip hop in the most joyous and satisfying way, naming the songs produced by Kanye West, Swizz Beats, and RZA as the standout tracks. Rolling Stone's Christopher R. Weingarten praised Nas' performance, calling him a rap legend at his most stylistically diverse. However, he described the album as a messy display of the many sides of Nas at both his most essential and least essential. Okay, commercial performance. The The Lost Tapes 2 debuted at number 10 on the Billboard 200 with 23,000 album equivalent units, of which 12,000 were pure album sales. It is Nas's 13th U.S. top 10 album. Now we go to the track listing right here. No Bad Energy, Vernon Family, um, Jeru of Rap, Scat Attack featuring Jeru and Kayon Harold, um, Lost Freestyle, um, Tenacia, RZA, um, Royalty featuring Ravon, um, Who Are You featuring David Rainier, um, excuse me, Adult Film featuring Swizz Beats, War Against Love, The Art of It featuring Jay Myers, Highly Favored, Queen's Wolf, It Never Ends, You Mean the World to Me, Queensbridge Politics, Beautiful Life featuring Ravon. Let's see. So the chart for 2019 Australian digital albums is 20 peak positions 22. Belgian albums, Ultra Flanders. Not to be confused with Ned Flanders, folks. You know what I mean. Oh man. Um okay. Canadian albums, Billboard, 60. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Ultra Flanders 125. Canadian albums, Billboard 65. Dutch albums, album top 195. French albums 177. UK R&B albums for US Billboard 210. US top R&B hip hop albums, Billboard 7, and US Billboard digital albums 1. All right. Now we go to the recent album that just came out on Christmas Eve. And that's why I named the episode Do You Believe in Magic? Because it has to do with a recent album that he came out with. So Magic is the 15th studio album by American rapper Nas. Oh my gosh. 15 albums? Wow. All right. How about some explosions? So Magic is the 15th studio album by American rapper Nas. It was released on December 24th, 2021 through Mass Appeal Records. It serves as the third consecutive Nas album that is produced by Hit Boy, following King's Disease and King's Disease 2. The album features guest appearances from A$AP Rocky and DJ Premier. Interesting. On December 23rd, Nas announced the album, reviewing the title, artwork, and track list. On the song Ugly, Nas confirmed the third installment of King's Disease, saying, Key D3 on the way. This just to feed the buzz. So, critical reception. Professional ratings, aggregate sources, the source and rating for Metacritic, 82 out of 100. Review scores, source rating, all music, 4.5 stars. Clash, 9 out of 10. Hip Hop DX, 4.3 out of 5. Pitchfork, 6.8 out of 10. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from professional publications, and the album received an average score of 82 based on 7 reviews, indicating universal acclaim. In the review of All Music, Fred Thomas felt that the 9-track album Magic is cut from a similar cloth as the King's Disease installments that preceded it, but works as more of a stopgap release to tide over listeners as King's Disease 3 is being finalized. Hit Boys stick straightforward and somewhat retro stylized. Production again offers as much of a voice here as Nas' fluid rhyming and um, wizened lyricism. Concluding the review of for Hip Hop DX, Riley Wallace wrote, "Despite how direct the lyricism is, it plays like two friends rifling in the studio and building off of each other's energy." That's a good analogy. Listeners can hear how much Nas loves what he's doing. The fact hip hop fans are getting appetizers of this caliber to hold us over until an inevitable third entry in the series is in itself magic. Reviewing the album for Clash, um, Niall Smith declared that "Oh Magic Nas seems um as tuned into the culture as ever before, fulfilling his prophecy as rap leading lyricist, almost as if he's ushering in a new prime of his career. In the years to come, the King's Disease era, um, Magic in particular, will likely be ranked among the upper um, echelons of Nas' discography, with a solid foundation of beats, introspective lyricism, and a sharp pen at his disposal. Nas might be the only rapper to have two releases in the best albums of the 2021 conversation. Magic. Pete Tosiello was more critical in their review for Pitchfork, claiming that you could knock Magic for being backward facing, but then again, all of Nas's music is backward facing. It's charming when he revisits his own gospels, but the nostalgia act would be easier to swallow if it wasn't so resentful. Commercial performance. Magic debuted at number 27 on the US Billboard 200 with 22,000 album equivalent units. Track listing. We have Speechless, Meet Joe Black, Ugly, 40 to 16 Building, Hollywood Gangsters, Woo for the Children, Wave Gods with ASAP Jones, um, Rocky and DJ Premier, The Truth, and Dedicated. And the charts for 2021 to 2022 goes for Magic, Belgium albums, Ultra Top Flanders, not again. Oh man. Oh shit, this is so fucking incredible. Okay, so peak position is 173. Canadian albums, Billboard 58. Swiss albums, Schweizer, Hit Parade 34. UK independent albums 18. UK R&B albums 5. US Billboard 200 27. US top R&B and hip hop albums Billboard 11. Now, all right. Okay, that was your music Kool-Aid. I had to do a little switch up at the last minute. This is gonna be a new segment. I had to do a little switch up in the title of this segment. Actually, this is called the Podcast Juice Reviews. This is where I review the podcast shows that I actually listen to. So this is the Podcast Juice Reviews. Here we go. Right about now. All right, so because this is all about Nas, I wanted to actually review the podcast that I actually started listening to on Spotify. So we're going to go into that right about now. Hang on a second, folks. We're going to get into this right now. All right. Just a minute here. Just bear with me, folks. Um okay. Um hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. So, in case you guys don't know, Nas has a podcast called The Bridge 50 Years of Hip Hop. And the synopsis goes like this. This is join Nas and Minium, aka Miss Info, for the bridge, candid conversations with legendary figures who developed the culture and the new generation of voices carrying hip hop forward. We celebrate hip hop now and through its 50th anniversary in 2023. It was written, now it's heard. Okay, let me put myself back on screen here. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute here. Okay, I managed to check out the podcast, The Bridge 50 Years of Hip Hop, which I gotta say, man, it's pretty solid, man, and it's pretty lit though. And the reason I'm saying this is because um the way Nas interviews people that are legends and stuff, he does a better job than DJ Academics on his show Off the Record. And I hate to say this, but he's more of a better interviewer than this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think the more he progresses as a good interviewer to legendary music artists, especially the ones that he's worked with, I'm pretty sure he's going to and he's a great host. He's a great host though, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what I like about the show. It's it it gets you informed. It gets you glued, especially learning about the history behind hip hop, and that's why I got glued into it. So it's pretty cool and it's pretty solid though, man. So yeah, I have to say that that the podcast that Nas and Miss Info just put together is a wonderful masterpiece of me listening to this podcast. And that's what really got me inspired into, creating podcast shows because number one, I was looking for something that was very therapeutic, and this is pretty interesting, and and I hope he does more podcasting, and hopefully in the near future he continues to success not just in his music career but also in his podcasting venture. So yeah, there you have it though, man. So that's pretty ill though, man. So that's just me, man. So this is an ill podcast, man. You guys and the folks out there, you guys y'all need to check out the bridge 50 years of hip hop podcast. Y'all need to check that out on Spotify right now. Go follow it, go check it out, check out the interviews that he's done, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get a kick out of it. All right. Let me see how much time I got here. Um yeah, I think I'm gonna end it off right here actually. Um okay. Now, let me see. No, I don't usually end it off so early, but because I don't have any TV shows to review and stuff, I figured I just, you know, let's get into it though, man. Look, um, if you guys like what you heard in today's episode, um, please feel free to make a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. Um, that's $ capital G lowercase MONEY, capital S lowercase TACKZ 555. And once again, it's not about having a lot of money to break the bank, folks. It's all about doing the best you can on what you are capable of doing. Whatever amount of money you decide to to put will be appreciated. All right. Um, hang on a minute. Stay with me. Okay. All right. This is what we're gonna do here. Um, we're going to go to a segment that I like to call. Now, hold on a minute here. Before I even go to this segment right there, let me just try to set this up. Um, now, make sure you guys follow Meticulous Juice podcast on Instagram, alongside with my other podcast shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast. You can also follow me on 17 Live, which is G Money Queens, New York. You can also follow my other show, which is number one, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast. And of course, I'm also on the gram as well, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. So yeah. And now we are going to go to our segment right here, which is stream choices on the go. And you guys know what that is, man. It's all about trying to you know, inform you where you can actually um you know where you can listen to the episodes and stuff. So I got y'all. So listen, you can listen to Meticulous Juice podcast review show episodes on Anchor, Audacity, Amazon Music, Audible, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Reason FM, Spotify. Don't forget to give a 5-star rating to Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify. Leave a review and your response of what you think about the episodes, including this one right here. And we are also on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, and don't forget, Meticulous Juice podcast episodes is also on iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcast. Of course, Radio Public. And yes, I said iHeartRadio already. And last but not least, the YouTube. You go on the YouTube, go ahead and grab the subscribe button. Be sure you click on the noti bell so you can be reminded of when the show goes on the air via live stream. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes that was already recorded will be uploaded to the YouTube channel of Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast page. So download your favorite episodes. Make sure you share the episodes and the videos. Tell a friend to another friend. And of course, be sure you leave a like and a comment with the episodes and the topics that was discussed. And also, make sure you share the podcast along with the link that says Linktree/Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast on there, along with the audio streaming platforms with your friends. All right. Now here we go, right there. Now, as I always say, be sure you reach out to your loved ones, especially the ones that you that you know for years, like your friends, your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends. Also, there is no good time to reach out to somebody. You don't have to wait every year in terms of mental health awareness month like May and mental health day to actually show that you care with your compassion and empathy. I mean, you just name it though. Those individuals might be fine on the outside, but on the inside, they are not. So, look, be kind to one another. I mean, I know sometimes it can be hard to be kind to certain people, but do the best that you can to be there for that person, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So there you go, right there. Now we have another segment that I'd like to go into, which is called the podcast free game mechanisms. Let's cue the chimes. Yes. If you guys are interested and have a dream of being a podcaster and you would like to create a show of your own, like I'm doing right now, with 3 shows underneath of my belt, I got you. Don't worry. So the first thing that you need is a microphone. Now it doesn't have to be anything too expensive, all right? It could be a Yeti microphone. It could be an Avoxcon A800 microphone that I'm using right now. Now you can find a microphone, something simple. You can find it in Target, Best Buy. You can find it on Amazon, and you can also try Walmart as well. And you also need some headphones. And don't forget, I just mentioned the microphones, which is very important for sound quality purposes. And you also need a software to support your YouTube channel, live stream recordings. And this is where I bring in StreamYard. Now, it is a software that I use to add YouTube channels, including this one right here, which is the Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast YouTube channel page, excellent, fun, vibrant podcast, sports edition show YouTube channel page, and G Money Stacks 555 YouTube channel page. Make sure you guys grab those subscribe buttons for me. That way it'll help these shows grow even more. All right. So yeah. Yes, you also yes, like I said, yes, StreamYard. Yes, it is a software that allows you to create your own brand, creation tools for you to create your segments, talking points of your social media handles, websites of your businesses, whether it's clothing, whether it's whether it's jewelry, whether it's hats, jewelry, food, you just name it, man. All that will be there for you. So, um another thing about StreamYard is that you are allowed to invite 6 people to your live stream by sending an invite link. That way, when the person clicks on the invite link, if I see the person, I would add them and yourself to the live stream. That way, you can interact with me, chime in on the topics or whatever. And if you want to be a guest co-host and stuff like that, yeah. Um, also, also, StreamYard is 5 times better than Zoom, and I say this because of the sound quality. Sound quality is very important when it comes to your recording of podcast episodes. Because I had my fair share of experiences where I accidentally pressed mute. So you don't want that to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're not on mute as you're recording. And of course, you know, the rest. So, what you want to do with StreamYard is make an account. When you make an account, all you need to do is type in your email address or the podcast email address on there. So that way you'll be able to set up your YouTube channel, your Facebook, your Twitch. I don't use LinkedIn, so I can't really recommend that. Um, so yeah, and you get to set and when you after you type in the email address, you click get login code. When you click on that, it's going to take you to, it's going to say a login code has been sent to your email. You go to your email address. Um, when you go to your email address, it's going to send you it's going to send you 6 numbers in code. You type in those numbers, and after you type in those numbers, it'll send you to the page where you can set up your live stream schedule for any day of the week of what you're trying to do as a live stream recorder for your shows and stuff. So yeah. So there you have it right there. There you have it right there though. Of course you can follow StreamYard on YouTube as well. So that way you can get a better idea on what to do as far as like anything else. So yeah, there you have it right there. There you have it right there. This has been a great episode. Let me just say this though, man. And let me say this. Yeah. Whoever thought that I was gonna actually, you know, review the latest album that I just did. And like I said, man, I actually got a chance to listen to the Magic album, which is pretty decent, man. You know what I mean? I recommend that you guys check that out, along with the Lost Tapes and the Lost Tape sequel, and of course, make sure you guys check out the podcast, The Bridge, 50 Years in Hip Hop. Also, be sure you turn on your notifications on the gram, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York Podcast, and of course, my handle, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, for updates and informations, and who I'm gonna try to get as a guest. You know what I mean? And a little reminder, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast is Mondays and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Thursdays at 9 p.m. Sundays, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, Sports Edition show on Sundays, 6 p.m. And of course, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York Podcast is on Wednesdays, Thursdays at 6 p.m. And of course, Saturdays at 10 p.m. And if in case you didn't know, I did drop episode 115 along with the other previous episodes that I dropped. Make sure you guys check those out. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe to to not only the channels but also the apps that I actually mentioned. And yeah, I think that's it. That's it for me, man. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for tuning in and rocking with me on this 52nd episode of Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast review show. And we're going to have more reviews for music artists like singers, rappers. I'm going to try to get to the games as well. And I'm going to actually get to the podcast reviews. There's TV shows, there's movies. I'm gonna try to, squeeze a few. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I might end up taking a little break for recording Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast episodes. I might, depending on how I feel. But wait and see. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you for listening and rocking with me, and make sure you be careful out there. Be mindful of the people you surround yourself with, and of course, in vans, subway trains, of course, the taxis, the buses, the restaurants. You just name it, man. All right, and you make sure you be safe. Make sure you have your hand sanitizer. Make sure you have your water with soap, bottled water, Gatorade with electrolytes for energy and strength, and make sure you have your warm tea along with the lemon or lime, ginger, and honey, and of course hot chocolate milk. And if you have any marshmallows, you could add that as well. So make sure you guys keep yourselves warm. That's the installation of inspiration. So I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much. I'm clocking out. I'm actually going to be off this shit. So please, I'll see you next time in the next episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you rate a 5-star rating. And yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. Peace and one love, and have yourselves a good night.